It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Buccaneers and the Boys on Monday night.
We are sandwiched between Fort Worth and Dallas, Texas, and Arlington at the luxurious AT&T Stadium. Tonight, we've got the crew set for what should be a real treat, a great Monday night matchup between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Dallas Cowboys. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Here's the former Cornhusker Brett Maher to get this one started. And we are underway from AT&T Stadium. Fielded right around the 8. Oh, a good return up past the 30. Still going. And he will score. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. And that right there is how you silence the home crowd.
All week long in preparation, visiting teams talk about it. Okay, we've got to start fast. We've got to take the crowd out of it, as you just talked about there. We've got to control the ball early. And in this case, forget fast start. This is a blazing start. What they've talked about all week is their offensive unit doing that. Not necessarily the guys returning the opening kickoff, but believe me, they'll take this.
Ryan Suckup on for the point after. And that one gives the Bucs a 7-0 lead. So how about that for an intriguing start? The opening kickoff of the ball game, return for a touchdown. So now the other return teams out there, as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. And we will not see an attempt to match that return touchdown, as this will be a touchback and bring it out to the 25. The Cowboys taking the field on offense, and for a 7th season, it's Dak Prescott who brings them out.
And not only was it great to see Dak Prescott make his return in 2021, it's even better to see him playing the best ball of his career. He didn't lead Dallas to just a division title and its best record in 6 years. Dallas also led the league in yards and points, the first time it has led in both since 1971.
Dak going to start out going to the air. And his first pass is incomplete.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And right away, he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. Well, he's going to have to shake out the cobwebs first time he touches the football, and he drops it on the ground.
So many times we talk about quarterbacks and taking care of them early to get them in the flow with safe throws, right? But with a runner, there is no such thing as a safe run, right? Right out of the gate, you're going to be in some traffic. Got to take care of the ball, and he didn't do that.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Up the gut, Fournette. And he'll be taken down at the 34. Carlos Watkins in there for the stop.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
I really like the vision he displayed on that play because he saw there wasn't a lane to completely break off a huge gain. So he found where there was the most space and got what he could. A nice dirty run that's a positive play for the offense.
Brady going to try and throw on 3rd down. He finds his target. It's Evans. And he is going to have a Bucs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. After getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you'd hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there.
Yeah, we talk about complementary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover, gave the ball to the offense. It's now the offense's responsibility to pay that off for them, to show respect to them. Hey, you guys got us a turnover. We appreciate it. They want to continue their drive.
Throwing on 1st down is Brady. Getting it out wide here to Bernard. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. So the completion good for 6 yards. And that's going to bring up 2nd down. Throwing now is Brady. This is caught, and he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Brady finding Godwin there for a Buccaneer first.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Fournette looking for a signal, but none forthcoming. They stopped him shy of the goal line. Call it no gain, and it's going to be 2nd and goal.
They're right there at the 1. No gain, but don't let that stop you. Line back up and keep going at them. If I'm them, I'm thinking about going at it 4 straight times.
Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. Fournette again. And I don't think he got in. He did not. They mark him short of the goal line. They hold him again, and now all of a sudden it's 3rd and goal at the 1. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4 down territory.
He loses 4, and it brings up 4th.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
So Brady departs, and on it's Ryan Succop for the Buccaneer field goal. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. Succop's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So the defense are able to force their first turnover of the game, and then they add on to that by getting the field goal.
And you don't just want to take the ball away from your opponent, partner. You want to make them hurt as well. And if you don't score yourself on defense, turn it over to your offense and have them put points on the board.
So after the made field goal, 10-0 here early as the kick's away. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Zeke and the Cowboys ready to begin their next drive. He's got to clear his mind a little bit right now. One carry, and that carry was a lost fumble.
Clear his mind, clear his hands, and just let this one go. Sometimes it happens. You drop the ball, got a full game ahead of him, hand it to him again, see if they can start to produce.
Prescott looks to throw on first. He finds his target. It's Schultz. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
He finds his man, complete. It's Ferguson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
Prescott on first down. He'll get this out wide here to Elliott. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be second down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Zeke with a shake and bake, and he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
On 1st and 10, Prescott. And his throw is incomplete. A lot of hype, of course, going into this one with the Cowboys and the Bucs. They met last year in the season opener. Remember, that was the night they raised the banner in Tampa. It was also Dak Prescott's comeback game, and the Bucs wound up winning 31-29 on a late Ryan Succop field goal. Really good game that was. But these two teams were also the two best offenses in the NFL last year. The Cowboys gaining 18 more yards over the course of the season than the number 2 Bucs. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. Prescott now. To the right side and complete to Washington. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. Short completion, just 4 yards. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. And a nice job here on special teams. This will be down inside the 10 at the 8-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. On 1st and 10, here's Brady. Over the middle, complete. It's Evans. And that's good for a gain of 6, and that'll make it 2nd down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
And he'll get nothing there. Stopped right at the line as that will wind us down to the end of this first quarter of play. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now, and it's Buccaneer football as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. Now Brady. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Like what I see so far out of this defense because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
4th down, so Jake Camarda is out there. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Good starting position for the Cowboys here as they come up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. Prescott. Left side to Lamb. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
2nd and 5. Up the middle, here's Elliott. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Now Prescott. Escaping the Prescott stripped. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. There are 2 words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S. Ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you've got defenders out there who are preaching, hey, we're going to take the ball away from you, no matter what position you play, you've got to take care of the rock.
Brady and the Bucs now with a 1st and 10 at their own 42. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Evans has it left side. And now we're going to get a stoppage. A member of the Cowboys shaken up. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
Let's do this, man. This is where you start. Let's go, y'all. Let's go, baby. Let's have some fun. Once again, we got to get it.
From the 47, it's 2nd and 5. Fakes the give to Fournette. Now Brady. Across the formation, he finds Godwin. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 14 yards that time for number 14.
Less fanfare for Chris Godwin than other receivers of his ilk around the league, but he quietly put up 1,100 yards last season. The Buccaneers certainly noticed, and they hand him a new contract extension to continue being the catch magnet that he is. There's another one right there.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Brady. He drops it off for Bernard. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Again, it's Brady. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
From the gun on 3rd down, Brady. He completes this to Russell Gage. And he is going to have the Buccaneers 1st down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the 1st down. And that's what he just did.
Here's Bernard. Oh, he put it on the carpet, a fumble. And able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Do you remember in preseason we were going to the different training camps and visiting teams, and we always would see the running backs working out and going through those gauntlet drills, and, you know, guys either slapping at the ball or the machines. You got to learn to take care of it.
Yeah, they lost it there. Big fumble. Dallas offense set for this next drive. Right now they're on the wrong end of the scoreboard, and that won't change if this drive ends like the last one when they had that lost fumble. So you have a feeling taking care of the football certainly paramount right now.
Yeah, and it's not just the guy who dropped it on the last drive, is it? That means everyone who might touch the ball is getting the same message. Guys, ball security, paramount. Let's take care of it, and if we do, we've got a chance to put points on the board.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. The fumble on first down. Now here's second down. Now Brady. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Here we go. Let's go.
To throw, it's Brady. And in for the Buccaneers, touchdown. Tom Brady hooking up with Mike Evans there. And the Bucs are able to strike for 6.
Now that touchdown won't allow you to totally relax, but you can breathe a little easier now. Just increased their lead.
Suck up for the extra point. He's got it, and it's 17-0. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it's Mike Evans who caps it with a touchdown reception. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Takes it at the 7. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you
Now
just
you
called
can
it.
go.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it. You mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that they've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
They start on the ground with Elliott. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Here's Prescott. He'll find Lamb. That's complete. And he will get enough for a first down, and that will lead us to the 2-minute warning. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive continues. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. He finds his man, complete. It's Schultz, and he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 13 yards and a first down, Cowboys.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
Now they got to get to the line quickly. First down, Prescott. Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target. From the 45 on 2nd down, Prescott. Pass over the middle tipped, but he still brings it in. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. First and 10 here. And, you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle. Meanwhile, Dak's throw complete into the hands of Schultz here. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another first and 10. From the red zone now, Prescott. A dump off to Elliott. And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and it'll be second in a couple.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And it's caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. Dak Prescott with a connection to CeeDee Lamb. And the Cowboys are on the board here in the final minute of the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. A lot of football, full half to be played.
Let's go.
Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Well, the Bucs going to take over now late in this first half. Already enjoying a 2-score lead here late in the second quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more to their lead. Brady now on first down. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Well, they sent him on the blitz from that linebacker spot, and boy, he got there quickly.
He certainly did, and obviously he could have used a block from his running back, but I think you nailed it right there. The defender got into the backfield so fast, it's hard for anyone to react.
And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. They'll run it here with Bernard. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everyone, to our brand-new studios here in downtown Orlando in the EA Sports Halftime Report. First up, though, let's take a look at the next-gen stats from the first half for the Bucs. And despite the big lead, they really did next to nothing throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage. We'll see how aggressive they want to be going forward. Meanwhile, for the Cowboys, they had a little more success than their counterparts did in the passing game, as evidenced by the numbers there.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. It's the Cowboys who get the football first, and they trail here as well as we resume action in the third quarter. And the half will begin with a touchback. The Cowboy offense set to go to begin this third quarter. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter three.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now they've got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
Joe Tryon-Shoyinka showcasing the pass rush.
I'd say it's not panic time yet, but let's be honest about it. Empty possession here, not what you're looking for when you're down a couple of scores.
Absolutely not. Trying to start the second half off on the right foot. Unfortunately, going to give the ball up. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Prescott to throw it. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. And some space here. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Completion good for 14 yards. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
Well, they've certainly had their share of troubles running the football in this one, but this play is almost an extension of the running game right here. They set up the screen, let him work out in space on the perimeter, and he turns it into a big pickup.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So that flag obviously takes away the good yardage that they had on the play.
And talk about a momentum shift, because we can visibly see this celebration shifting from one side of the field to the other as soon as everyone saw the flag.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. Back to Elliott, and he's got him again. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. He gets 7 out of it, and he also gets a first.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. On the move past the 40. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
Couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that can really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Inside give to Elliott. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. To throw is Prescott. Got an open man. It's Watt. And now a fumble. The ball's out. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. So it's kind of more of the same offensively. This was a team needing to come out in this third quarter with a little fire. Instead, they put the ball on the ground.
And you know that has to be the discussion at halftime, because they're down 2 scores. We got to come out with a little bit more urgency than we had in the first half. Now that urgency falls on their defense, because they can't fall down 3 scores and hope to come back and win this game.
Brady going to bring the Bucs up with a 1st and 10 at their own 24. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Working from the gun, it's Brady. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. He completes it to Evans. And he is going to have a Bucs 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
On 1st down, Brady. And he's going to have the hook up to Gage. It'll be a gain of 5, and that will bring up 2nd down. Brady now to throw. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
They had 2 tight ends in the formation on that one. It looked to me like he had his pick of receivers downfield.
I think he was just planning on going over the middle. That's what he did.
Picked up 1st down, too.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 46. Inside handoff now to Fournette. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Well, the jet sweep. This is Godwin. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. Well, we've seen running backs in today's NFL get involved in the passing game. Maybe it's about time more receivers like that get involved in the running game.
And that is something we are seeing more and more in this league, no question about it. That wasn't the biggest of gains, but it was enough to get them a 1st down. And it continues to test the defense. They have to think on every play about who might end up with the ball.
Brady now on 1st down. He finds his target. It's Evans. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 13 for number 13, and it gives him a 1st down.
That's another beautiful throw right there. It gets it to his man right in stride, and I think that throw kind of exemplifies what we've seen from this offense throughout this game. They've been in rhythm, they've been sharp, they've been on it, and they pick up another 1st down there.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Into the red zone, it's Brady. And Brate, the tight end's got it. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
How about the timing on that one, where they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
Working with a 2nd and 4. They go back to the ground now with Fournette. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Arlington. It's the Bucs. They've got the football. They also are in front here on the scoreboard as we start the 4th. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Here's Brady. That's complete right around the 8. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do, because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot that they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards him.
Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal.
And Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
They'll try again. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Leonard Fournette. It's a 1-yard touchdown run. And the Bucs are an extra point away from making this a 3-score game. So they brought the extra bulk in down on the 1-yard line, and they're able to push this one across.
Yeah, I can just see your face right now because I know we're mind melding on this one. Coach Madden would love this. Power football, hat on a hat, chest to chest, driving forward, touchdown.
Extra point try now for Succop. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. So that one a 13-play drive in total. And the man who finished it off with a run into the end zone, Leonard Fournette. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. From the 10. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
On 2nd and 1, Prescott. And he'll go underneath here to Elliott. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And it'll leave them with 3rd and a full yard to go.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Right back to his running back, Ezekiel Elliott. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. Good contain, no gain on the screen, and it'll bring up 4th down.
And I know that one didn't work out the way they thought, but I don't think it was a bad time to call this play. You're thinking on 3rd down, you might possibly see some pressure. You might see a blitz. So they tried to set up the screen, but that one was well read, and they stopped them for no gain.
Let's go.
They'll run it with Elliott. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
So did you suspect the same thing that I did, that they were lining up just to draw them off sides here?
100%.
Well, how about that? They were going for it the entire time. Never a question in his mind about going ahead and getting it, despite where they were on the field.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard it in my voice when they snapped the ball. I was like, oh, I almost wasn't ready to call the play. I just kept waiting for the timeout offensively. A good convergence there defensively, only a yard, and it's 2nd down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
To throw again on 2nd down. Prescott. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. He had a great move, but he'll still be stopped shy of midfield. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Prescott. Able to get away. And he'll just get rid of it.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this 2nd half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Desperation time. Prescott on 4th. Open man Lamb. It's complete. And he is going to have the Cowboys 1st down as they wind up getting 13 there on 4th down. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Two minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Draw play, Elliott. And he'll just plow right into a host of tacklers. Nothing there at all, and it'll be 2nd and 10. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Dak dropping this one off for Zeke. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those too.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
Fourth down, Prescott. And he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup. And he is going to have the Cowboys 1st down as they manage to convert And that'll keep the drive alive. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth. Felt compelled to go for it there on fourth down, trailing in the fourth quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a fourth down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
Steps away to his left, and eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Carlton Davis picks it. And it's a pick six. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD. But just to add that to the list of great moments for this defense today, they've really shredded that game plan on the other side all 4 quarters. And, Charles, that pick six, that's kind of the cherry on top.
Yeah, they did it, and I feel like I'm quoting a bad movie line, but they did it together, didn't they? Fed off of each other, every big play they made, every tackle, every pick, everything they've done. They continually built energy in this one, and how about them culminating with a pick six?
Suck up for the extra point. And the lead is now 24. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. The Bucs ready for the kickoff. And here we go. It's in the air. This is taken just shy of the 10. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30.
Step up right now.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Another try after the first down sack. Prescott. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
One last shot now for Prescott. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is incomplete. Oh, he looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. So fire the cannons. It's a victory here for Tampa Bay. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter, Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half.